Hey friends, I'm here with my daughter Zoe, and in this video we're going to show you a really cool recipe that's an original of hers. It's her recipe for hot chocolate cookies. It's all in this episode of Everything 101.
Let's get to it.
All right, hey guys, welcome back. Zoe, first of all, tell us, what are hot chocolate cookies? How'd you come up with this recipe?
Hot chocolate cookies got their name not because they're supposed to be eaten with hot chocolate, but because they give the same kick as hot chocolate, the cozy feeling. And
They do.
They came from my grandmother's recipe for sugar cookies, which I used to make all the time. They were amazing. Her recipes are amazing.
Grandmas know how to cook. Don't forget that. Use their recipes, all right?
And one night I decided to experiment with the sugar cookie recipe that she gave me. And I decided to add in some baking cocoa, and somehow it ended up really good. That's what experimenting with recipes can do.
All right, awesome. So this particular, we're about to tell you how much you need of each ingredient. When you use all these ingredients that you're in the quantities you're about to say, how many cookies does it make usually?
It usually makes about 20 to 25, depending on what size you decide to make the cookies.
Awesome. Okay, so if you have a group of people coming over, or a party or something, you need a little extra, some extra food, whatever, something to add to what you have. This is a great recipe. You could do 2 batches of these and have a lot of cookies. Typically when we have these here at the house, they hang around for a few days, so because there's just so many. All right, well, let's jump right in. Tell us what you need, what are these ingredients and how much do you need of each one?
Well, first you'll want to start out with the powders. So you'll start out with 1 cup of sugar, 1 1/3 cup of self-rising flour. That's very important, self-rising.
Not all purpose.
2/3 cup of baking cocoa, 1/2 cup of canola oil, 2 eggs, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, which is optional.
Yeah, if you like a little vanilla kick, throw it in there.
But it's not required because you'll be getting a lot of flavor from this cocoa.
Awesome. All right, well, let's jump in and make some cookies. Ready?
Ready?
All right, what do we do first, Zoe?
Well, you'll need a small whisk, 1/2 cup, 1/3 cup, and a mixing spatula.
Or a spoon if you don't have one of these mixing spatulas, is fine.
Either one works just fine.
Okay. There's your oil.
Thank you.
There's your measuring cup. How many eggs do we need?
We need 2 eggs.
2 eggs, right?
But
Okay.
we start out with the dry ingredients.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and set these here.
So you'll just need 1 cup of sugar. Simple as that. 1. That's 2. Then,
All right, I'll get that up.
thank you. You'll need 1 1/3 cups of flour.
Okay.
And once again, that is self-rising flour.
There's half.
There's 1 cup.
Here's your 1/3. Okay.
And then that is all the self-rising flour you'll need. And then the last dry ingredient is baking cocoa.
All right, 1/3 of that too? 1/3 cup?
2/3.
2/3. All right, I'm trying to remember all this.
So that's 1. And then there is 2.
All right, now you stir all this together real quick, or do you put the eggs in there?
Actually, first you take your whisk and whisk it all together very fine. And whisking all these dry ingredients together first is going to help eliminate pockets of dry ingredients once these are cooked and done.
So those can show up inside your cookies once they're baked if you don't get all these out. So you gotta really knock it out.
And it should look like this when you're done. Give it one more good stir. Now on to the wet ingredients.
Okay.
And you will need half a cup of vegetable oil. And despite the popular belief, it is okay to measure this over the bowl. It won't make much of a difference if you spill over just a little bit. There's.
All right. You done with this?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Now we can go ahead and crack the eggs in.
Okay. I get to handle the gross stuff.
Now, the last ingredient is 1 teaspoon of vanilla, which it's okay just to eye it if you want. You don't have to actually get a teaspoon.
Okay, so while you're doing all this, what do you preheat your oven on so it can be heating up while you're getting this done?
You'll need to preheat it to 350.
350.
And it's actually smart to preheat it before you start doing the dry ingredients, but if you have the time, it makes no difference.
All right.
So then you'll take your spatula or your spoon if you prefer, and start scraping around the edges. And start, you can kind of fold it in, but it's all gonna be mixed together fine anyway, so it really doesn't matter which way you stir it. This will take a minute. You want to give it a go?
I'll give it a go. All right, so we are almost down to getting all the dry powder on the sides worked in. So I love to cook, but Zoe is the baker in the house for sure. She does all the sweet treats much better than I do. All right, how's that look, Zoe?
That looks just right.
All right, awesome.
So if you wouldn't mind, would you get me the spray canola oil? So we can use spray oil, or you can even use the vegetable oil you put in here, just to grease up the pan a little bit so it doesn't stick after it's cooked. Would you like to?
Oh, okay, sure. All right, how's that?
Perfect.
Okay.
It doesn't need much. So if
All
you're using the canola oil that you put in the recipe, you don't need that much. Just pour a little bit on the middle, take a napkin, and spread it around.
Mhm.
It's the same as spray.
Yep.
So next, it's good to make sure your hands are clean and washed because you're putting your hands in the batter and just rolling it up and
Okay.
spreading it out.
All right, let's go. We have washed our hands.
We have washed our hands.
Okay. Get this out of the way. All right, how much do I get?
About this size.
About that size, okay? So about like that?
Yeah, that's
okay.
it.
All right.
Now, I usually do 5 by 4.
Okay. All right, now, oh, okay, so you made yours in sort of ball. I flattened mine. That's not the right way.
Either way works. It's gonna rise and it's gonna expand.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if it's up or flattened or pancake.
Okay. I think I might have gotten a little too much of that one. That's gonna be
It's
a
all
big cookie.
And at the end, if you run out of batter, you can take from the big ones and make an extra cookie.
Yeah, okay. All right, so with that, we are ready with 20 cookies right here in one batch. You ready to throw them in the oven? Okay, now we just gotta wait 10 minutes.
All right, guys, time to take them out.
Those look really good.
All right, now you gotta let them cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. Take them out, put them on a plate, and you're ready to go. Now, after they've cooled, you can go ahead and get them up and put them on a plate. I have one right here. Ooh, oops. And it may take some work to get them off this pan, so don't worry if they crumble just a little bit while you're trying to do that.
So they will try to stick a little bit to the pan, but you know, just work them up with a spatula. Also, what Zoe was talking about, that they try to crumble, it's really important to let them cool for at least 5 minutes. You may want to wait even longer. If you try to get them off too quickly, as you can guess, you're going to see them crumble and start breaking apart when you're trying to get them off the pan. So definitely let them cool all the way. But these came out really good. They look amazing. Again, these are like super, if you want to make cookies for a friend, somebody's going through grief or whatever, you know, sometimes something just as simple as making a treat for them, making them cookies, or, you know, maybe they're just going through a tough time or whatever. Sometimes doing something just simple like this can do amazing things for people, just to lift their spirits and let you know that, you know, let that person know that you care about them and you love them. And you can never go wrong with giving gifts to people and being nice, right? Okay, all right, I think it's time to try one. You ready?
I think so.
All right, I'm gonna try this right here. These are still very warm, so. Amazing. These are so good. Definitely don't overcook them because you want them to be kind of soft like this. All right, Zoe, thanks a lot for showing us how to make these. Hey, be sure to click subscribe, notification bell, give me some likes, and we'll see you on the next episode of Everything 101. See you soon.